We live in a world where pain, struggle, and adversity are part of everyone's story. It's easy to believe that our problems are unique, that someone should care, that we deserve more sympathy or attention for the effort we're putting in. But here's the truth. Most people won't say out loud nobody cares. And that's not a cruel statement. It's not meant to crush you. It's meant to free you. Because once you understand that nobody owes you anything, not validation, not recognition, not even support, you stop waiting for a helping hand and you start building your own way up. The harsh reality is that everyone is fighting their own battles, often silently. People have their own pain, their own limitations, and their own dreams. They're too busy surviving to constantly applaud your effort. And honestly, that's fair, because effort alone doesn't move the world. Results do. Too many people think that just trying is enough, that showing up should earn them respect, but life doesn't reward effort. It rewards execution. You could cry, scream, and tell the world how hard you're working, how tired you are, how much you've sacrificed. But the world won't stop spinning for your struggle. The sooner you accept that, the sooner you gain control. You'll never hear the greats complaining about who didn't clap for them. They don't need applause, they need progress. And yes, it hurts sometimes. It hurts when you push yourself and still feel invisible. It hurts when you stay disciplined while others cut corners and get ahead. But that pain, that's the fire. That's the edge. Use it. Let it drive you harder, not slow you down. Because what you'll find is that once you stop expecting external validation, you start building something even more powerful, internal drive. You start showing up not because someone is watching, but because you've made a commitment to yourself. You work harder not because someone gave you a pep talk, but because you've looked in the mirror and decided you're not stopping until the job is done. This isn't about being cold or emotionless. It's about being resilient, being unshakable. Understanding that the world may not hand you a trophy for trying, but it will respect the hell out of your results. And those results don't come from complaining. They come from consistency, from waking up every day, even when it hurts, and choosing to go again. They come from not just working hard, but working smart, from not seeking sympathy, but seeking growth. Because while others are waiting to feel good before they start, you're already 10 steps in. While others are sharing their struggles online for comfort, you're letting your actions do the talking. If you want to be powerful, let go of the need to be understood. Let go of the need to be seen. Learn to move forward when no one is clapping, and keep going when everyone is silent. Nobody cares. Good. That means it's up to you. That means your power isn't in their hands. It's in yours. Work harder. Let your work be so undeniable, so relentless that they can't ignore it, even if they wanted to. Keep moving. Keep building, because in the end, no one remembers the excuses. They remember the results. Pain is part of the process. There's no way around it. Everyone wants growth, success, confidence, and strength, but very few are willing to suffer for it. The truth is, the path to anything worthwhile is lined with discomfort. You will get tired. You will be overwhelmed. You will question everything, and that's exactly where most people stop. They feel pain, and they pull back. They hesitate. They quit, but not you, not if you're serious, not if you understand that the pain is not the enemy. It's the signal that you're on the right track. Pain is not some cruel punishment. It's the cost of progress. Whether it's physical pain from training, mental strain from pushing through difficult decisions, or emotional pain from failure and rejection, it's all part of the same currency. And here's what separates the relentless from the rest. They choose to own their pain. They don't run from it, numb it, or use it as an excuse. They use it, they harness it, they build from it, It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that struggle makes you special, that just because you've suffered, the world owes you a break. But pain alone doesn't make you powerful. Everyone struggles. Everyone faces hardship. What makes you powerful is how you respond to that pain, how you carry it, how you convert it into strength, how you let it sharpen your edge instead of softening your will. Too many people are waiting for things to get easier before they go all in. But the truth is, it won't get easier. You just get stronger, you grow tougher, your mind gets sharper, your tolerance for pressure increases. And before you know it, the things that once broke you now barely shake you. That's what pain gives you perspective. It teaches you what you're made of. It exposes weakness and forces you to face it. Most importantly, it teaches you that you can survive more than you thought. Think back to your lowest moments, the times you didn't think you'd make it through, and yet, here you are. Still standing, that's not luck, that's not chance, that's your capacity, that's your grit, that's your proof. You've already made it through what you thought would destroy you, so what's stopping you now? Pain. Doubt, fear, good, let it come, because you're not here to play it safe. You're here to break through. Every time it hurts, it's your opportunity to level up. And when it gets quiet, when nobody notices your effort, when nobody sees the late nights and early mornings, when nobody claps for your sacrifice, that's when it matters most. Because that's when you realize this isn't about them. It never was. This is about you versus you. You choosing to stay in the fire because you know that's where strength is forged. You choosing to keep going not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. The people who rise, the ones who dominate, who lead, who inspire, they've all been through it. They've been broken, doubted, dismissed, but they didn't stop. They didn't use their pain as an excuse to slow down. They turned it into a reason to speed up. To dig deeper, to go harder, that's the difference. That's what separates the powerful from the passive. Not talent, not luck, not opportunity, just the willingness to suffer for what they want and still keep going. So stop waiting for comfort. Stop asking for the pain to go away. It's not going anywhere, but neither are you. Use it, embrace it, and when it gets heavy, remind yourself, this is what transformation feels like. This is the price for greatness, and you're willing to pay it. Every single time. Motivation is a great feeling, but it's unreliable. It comes and goes like a breeze, showing up when things are exciting and disappearing the moment things get tough. That's why the people who depend on motivation never last. They show up when it's easy, when it feels good, when the energy is high. But when life hits, when setbacks come, when there's no music playing and no one cheering them on, they fade. Because they never learn the difference between doing what's easy and doing what's necessary. This is where discipline comes in. Discipline is the anchor. It's what keeps you going long after motivation has left the room. It's waking up when you're tired, showing up when you're uninspired, grinding when there's nothing flashy about it. Discipline isn't emotional, it's a decision. A commitment to keep moving forward no matter how you feel. It doesn't ask for your permission or your mood. It just shows up and does the work. There are going to be days when everything inside you screams to take a break. When your mind tries to sell you comfort and your body wants to shut down, that's when you find out what you're really about. Anybody can move when it's easy. That doesn't take strength. It just takes convenience. But to move when it's hard, to push through when you feel drained, that's when you start to separate yourself. People talk about wanting to be successful, wanting to be great, wanting to break limits, but very few are willing to be uncomfortable every single day for it. You want to level up, you want to rise, then get used to doing what has to be done even when you don't feel like it. Because success isn't about hype, it's about habits, and habits are born out of discipline. It's easy to say I'll do it tomorrow when you're not feeling it, but tomorrow doesn't care. Tomorrow doesn't promise you anything. All you have is now, right now. And every time you choose to act despite the fatigue, despite the doubt, you're building a version of yourself that's unstoppable. Not because they're always hyped up or inspired, but because they're consistent. And consistency beats intensity every time. That doesn't mean you never rest. It doesn't mean you burn out or ignore your well-being. It means you stay honest with yourself. You know the difference between needing recovery and making excuses. You know when it's time to push, and you choose to lean in, not pull back. Because you're not here to coast. You're not here to get by. You're here to grow, to evolve, to become something no one saw coming. Not even you. The truth is, discipline is your best friend in the dark. When no one's watching, when no one's texting you to check in, when no one's pushing you. It's discipline that keeps you moving. And the more you trust it, the more you let it lead, the less you need to feel motivated, because you've replaced that emotional roller coaster with solid ground, with structure, with mindset, and that's where power lives. You're not always going to feel strong. That's normal, but you can always choose strength. You can choose to act, to show up, to give your best, even if your best looks different every day. Because that choice, repeated over time, builds someone the world can't ignore. So stop waiting for the right mood, the right moment, the perfect alignment of energy and time. Start moving, start building. Discipline doesn't care how you feel, it just asks one thing: will you show up or not? Excuses are easy. They're the soft landing when things don't go as planned. They're the story we tell ourselves to avoid facing the truth. But no matter how convincing an excuse might sound, it will never produce results. The scoreboard of life doesn't care why you didn't win. It only shows who did. You can explain your way out of responsibility, but you can't explain your way into success. And the people who rise above, who actually make it, they don't talk about why something didn't happen. They just go and make it happen. When things get hard, and they will, it's tempting to look for reasons, for someone or something to blame. Maybe it's the schedule, the lack of support, the environment, or just bad timing. But all of that is noise. The moment you start feeding that noise, you give away your power. You let circumstances dictate your future instead of taking ownership and driving forward. That's not strength, that's surrender dressed up as logic. The truth is, the world isn't checking in on whether your journey was fair. It's looking at the end result, and if you're serious about being great, you have to make a choice. Do you want to be right about your excuses, or do you want to be remembered for your outcomes? Because the people you admire, the ones who get respect and recognition, aren't out there talking about what held them back. They're too busy showing what they've done despite the odds. There's something powerful about someone who lets their work speak for itself. They're not loud, they don't brag, they don't need validation. Their results are undeniable. You look at their actions, and it's clear they've earned their place. That kind of power doesn't come from talent alone. It comes from responsibility, from refusing to blame, refusing to wait, and refusing to settle. When you stop making excuses, you free yourself, because then it's all on you, and when it's all on you, you're in control. You get to shape your life instead of watching it happen. That's the moment you stop reacting and start creating. It's not about perfection. It's about accountability. If you fall short, own it. If you miss a step, adjust. But never hide behind a reason. You're better than that, and you know it. Some people will spend their whole lives in a loop of almosts. Almost made it, almost changed, almost followed through, but almost doesn't count. Nobody remembers what you almost did. You don't get paid for effort. You get paid for execution. You don't earn respect for intention. You earn it through impact. Excuses might give you short-term comfort, but results give you long-term freedom. There will always be a reason to slow down, to skip a day, to put it off. But every excuse is a step backward, a delay in your own progress. When you commit to shutting those excuses down, something changes. You start moving differently, thinking differently. You stop wasting energy justifying why things didn't happen, and you start using that energy to make them happen. It's not about being perfect. It's about being real, honest with yourself, brutally accountable, because that's where the breakthroughs come from. Not from blaming, not from whining, but from owning every inch of the grind, even the ugly parts, especially the ugly parts. So let your results do the talking. Show, don't explain. Build, don't beg. And when people ask how you did it, let them look at the work and find the answer for themselves. There's one thing that will always separate those who rise from those who stay the same. Work ethic. Not just effort, not just trying, but outworking everyone, especially your past self. You don't need to be the most talented, the smartest, or the most connected. If you're willing to go further, stay longer, push harder, and refuse to settle, then you're already ahead of most people. The truth is, very few are willing to consistently outdo themselves. Most people are satisfied with improvement until it gets uncomfortable. They level up once or twice and then stop. But that's not you. You're not here to just be better than average. You're here to be relentless, and that means putting in the kind of work that most won't. That means every day you show up, you make the decision to beat the person you were yesterday. Not just once in a while every day. That's how momentum is built. That's how greatness is forged. It's not a one-time effort. It's a lifestyle. Forget trying to impress people. Forget comparing yourself to someone on social media who's ahead of you. Focus on your own reflection. That's your only competition. Because if you're not getting better, you're falling behind. Time doesn't wait for anyone, neither should you. Make it your mission to look back a month from now and barely recognize who you were. Not because you changed your clothes, but because you changed your discipline, your work rate, your intensity. Most people want growth, but they don't want the grind that comes with it. They say they want to evolve, but they're unwilling to do what it takes every single day. They want to win, but only when it's convenient. But you're different. You've already proven it by showing up, by grinding when no one's watching, by staying hungry when others are satisfied. And now it's about pushing that even further. There's always going to be someone faster, more experienced, more naturally gifted. But none of that matters if they get comfortable. Your advantage isn't in where you start. It's in how far you're willing to go. Because when most people hit good enough, that's your starting line. When they slow down, you accelerate. When they relax, you sharpen your focus. That's how you win, not in one massive leap, but in daily domination. Little by little, rep by rep, task by task, it all stacks up. And don't get caught waiting for someone to tell you it's time to step it up. Don't wait for a challenge to arrive. Be your own challenge. Set your own standard. Demand more from yourself than anyone else ever could. That's where your power is, not in what others expect from you, but in what you demand from yourself. There's a reason very few people reach elite levels in anything. They're not willing to go all in when it's boring, painful, or thankless. But you are. You've learned by now that hard work isn't just part of the process. It is the process. It's the difference maker. It's what levels the playing field and eventually tilts it in your favor. And when it gets exhausting, and it will when your body aches, when your mind starts to whisper doubts, when you question if it's even worth it, that's the moment you remind yourself, this is who I am. Now I don't need perfect conditions. I don't need approval. I don't need a break. I need progress. I need growth. I need to outwork who I used to be every single day, because in the end, that's what lasts, not the talk, not the noise, the work, the grind, the fire. Keep pushing, keep evolving, you're just getting started.